Hi everyone, thank you for coming. Please could everyone mute yourself and turn your video off, and we'll start the training. I'm Bryony from Ignite Me. Welcome to Ignite Me Workshop Theatre's diversity training with Marble Hill Park. We're looking forward to this, and I hope you are too. Now I'd like the facilitators to introduce themselves. So I'm Bryony Meachard, the director of Ignite Me.
I'm Emma Roper Evans,
Emma.
and I'm helping Bryony.
My name is John Wood.
Hello, I'm Faisal. Faisal Yusuf. I'm part of this.
Hi, I'm Gina Vitesi.
Hello, my name is Adam Smith and I'm a freelance actor, musician and composer.
Great, thank you very much. So I hope that you brought your energy and that we can get started with something that should be really fun today. So let's get on with this. It's a mixture of interviews and also short improvised activities. And so we're going to start with question 1.
Adam, you tell me about your disability and how it impacts your everyday life.
No problem. Basically, I have Asperger's syndrome, and for me, my Asperger's syndrome affects me emotionally, and it causes me to worry so much about so many different things. And I know that everybody worries a lot sometimes, but with me, because of my Asperger's, I worry so much to a really, really advanced level. And basically, it causes me to doubt myself a lot, and it causes me to think I'm no good, and it causes me to think that other people are thinking that I'm no good and I'm not creative enough, and everyone is finding fault with everything I'm doing and stuff. And sometimes it causes me to not enjoy what I'm doing because I'm worrying about so many different things, and like I said, it stops me from enjoying things, which is a shame sometimes. And yeah, so basically that's what I struggle with, and I'm trying to overcome it, but it's not always easy, you know, so I just have to take life in my stride basically. So yeah.
But you've been to university, haven't you? So how did you find that with all this going on?
Basically, university was very hard in places. It's because I was taught under lecturers who weren't really trained in working with people with Asperger's. And also with my Asperger's, it causes me to take constructive criticism to heart. And basically, that causes me to worry as well. And some of the lecturers weren't really aware of that. And that's partly because the Learning Support Office were not very good at communicating my background to certain lecturers. So the communication wasn't there basically. And basically in one of my one-to-one tutorials or one of my lectures, they said something that was quite harsh to me, and it made me feel really, really unconfident. And that lecturer wasn't really aware of my backgrounds basically, and it caused me to doubt myself. And then basically when I told my learning mentor about what happened, basically the learning mentor dealt with it in the way that was for me quite patronizing, you know, and she basically had dealt with it in like an illustrated way, when for me what really should have happened was that the learning mentor should have asked me what is the best way to kind of address the situation. But instead the learning mentor just went straight into an illustrated way, and it was quite patronizing. So Yeah, definitely.
Well, we've got a sort of scene about that, haven't we? So
We have, yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, so now we're going to move on to the wrong way and the right way. And this is about the wrong way and the right way to be treated by your tutor. So it's Faisal and Adam, if you'd like to show the wrong way.
Yep. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not very good at the moment because basically yesterday I had a one-to-one tutorial with one of my composing lecturers, and basically I showed them my compositions, and then I showed them some creative writing and everything, and the lecturer looked at the creative writing and he said that my creative writing is not very good. That's the words that he said, and it just caused me to doubt myself. I mean, obviously he doesn't know about my background. He doesn't know that I take constructive criticism to heart because of my Asperger's, and he didn't know about that. And because he wasn't aware, he just says not very good. I mean, if he said something like your creative writing needs development, then maybe that would have been okay. But he just said it's just not very good. And basically it's just caused me to doubt myself. Sorry.
That's very bad. So sounds like you've got a lot of problems. So picture your problems as this spider and stamp on it.
Stamp on it?
Yes, kill the spider, kill all your problems, and everything will be better. Everything will be solved.
Wait, I've got to stamp on the spider with my foot?
Yes.
Okay. Stamp? Is that it?
How you feel? Better?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the point of that was.
The point of it was that you shouldn't. Every problem is a small spider that you can get rid of, and the way you do that is to talk it out, solve it, and feel better at it yourself.
All right. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Okay, so that was the wrong way. And now we're going to move on to the right way. And this is with Gina and Adam now.
Hi.
Hi, Adam. Come in, sit down. What can I do for you today?
Well, basically, I've had some problems with one of my composing lecturers in a one-to-one tutorial, and basically I showed them some of my compositions, and then I also showed him some creative writing to go with the compositions, and he looked at it and he said my creative writing is not very good. You know, I mean, obviously because of my Asperger's, I take it really to heart, not very good. And obviously he doesn't know about my backgrounds and everything. He doesn't know that sometimes the choices of words are not the right words. And if he said something like your creative writing needs a bit of development, then that would have been okay, but he just says it's not very good. And
okay, Adam, I can see you're really upset, so I just want you to take a deep breath and just calm down a little bit. We're going to sort this out. It's unfortunate that your lecturer doesn't have any background on you. That is really bad, and I can only apologise to that. Now, I don't want you to get any more upset. We can sort this out, okay? I'm going to have a chat with your lecturer. I'm going to sort it out with him. I'm going to let him know exactly all your full background, because this isn't good, and I'm so sorry you've had to go through this. And I don't want you to get any more upset. We can solve this. Let me chat to him. I'll get back to you. and then we'll get this sorted so this does not ever happen again. I'm so sorry, Adam, that you had to go through this.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And how do you feel, Adam?
Obviously, I felt much better because obviously that the communication is going to be put in place. So the learning mentor is now going to communicate with the composing lecture about my backgrounds, and basically they're just going to have a little talk about it, and hopefully the composing lecture will say some critique comments in a better way, in a better choice of words. So obviously I think that that's much better now, so definitely brilliant. Thank you.
So next time we do the wrong way and the right way, you're going to have a go. It's going to be over to you. So now we have the wrong way and the right way to greet a person with a disability. And we're going to start with the wrong way, which is with Gina, John, and me.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Let's go and have a coffee and we can have a really good chat. I've got a brand new mobility scooter. Do you like it? It's quite snazzy.
Yes, I do like actually, yeah.
Good. Okay, let's head off to the coffee shop. I need my coffee intake.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, John.
Hi.
Hi, how is she?
Oh, she's fine.
Excuse me,
fine.
I am here.
Is she doing okay?
Yeah, she's doing fine.
Where are you two going then?
We're going for coffee.
We're actually off to a coffee shop. Do you want to join us?
Oh, I can't today. No. So she's okay, you're saying?
Yeah, she's okay, yeah.
I am here. You can ask me.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you're there. Of course you are.
I can speak normally. You don't have to, patronize me. I'm fine. Just talk to me normally.
How's your pushchair? Is that a new pushchair?
Mobility scooter? Yes, it's new.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you
Good to see you
too.
out.
Yeah. Right, John, let's go for coffee, please. I need it more than ever now.
All right.
Okay, so now we want to move on to the right way. That was the wrong way. I was patronizing Gina, calling her mobility scooter a pushchair, and I was talking to the person that she was with instead of talking to her. Now we'd like to go over to you. If you'd like to participate, please turn your camera and microphone on, and it's over to you to show us the right way to greet someone with disability.
Okay, who's volunteering?
Oh, great. Hi, Rachel.
Harriet as well.
So I guess it was, and Harriet. Go on, Harriet, you do it, love.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, over to you, Harriet.
Okay. Well, it's lovely to meet all of you. So would you like me to, sorry, I haven't quite gathered. Would you like me to talk to Gina again?
Yes, please.
Okay, so hi Gina, how are you?
Hi, Harriet, I'm fine. Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Now, I hear you quite like a cup of coffee. Would you like to come down to the cafe with me?
Oh, I'd love to. We can do a quick catch up and see what's happened to both of us since we last met.
That would be really good. I'd
That'd
really
be-
enjoy that. I'd really
Yeah.
enjoy that. Which cafe is best for you?
Anything that serves a good large cup of coffee. The nearest one, I think, be best.
Okay, that's good. I need one too. I don't think I've woken up yet. It's taken me all a bit by surprise.
Yeah. We'll let John come too. You
Oh,
can come as well, John.
Oh yes, please, if you would, John. Thanks, Gina. It's lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. See,
And
that
you,
is
John.
so much better.
Right.
That is so much better because you're actually talking to me and not to the person that's with me.
Oh, thank you.
And it does happen a lot.
Yeah, I
Happens
can
a lot.
Yeah,
And my scooter has been called a pushchair.
really.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Gosh. No, it's really interesting seeing the examples of what not to do, because you realise sometimes if you're not feeling certain about how to talk to somebody, it can make you kind of really come up with some really strange things to say, and yeah, you could be really thoughtless
Yeah.
and hurtful. Yeah. Thank you.
Totally. No, thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions at this point? Okay, let's move on to the next part of the training, which is the...
Rachel.
Oh,
Rachel wants to speak.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, like often disability is not necessarily seen, and kind of, yeah. Do you have any advice about that?
Yes, yeah, we have a question about that in our training. So let's move on to that. So if we skip now to question 13.
Yes, Faisal, a question for you. How do you think people understand difference?
A difference about disabilities, because not all disabilities are seen, and disabled people are like, because disabilities are hidden, so people assume that you are part of the general public, or like non-disabled and all that. But if you had epilepsy or something, like I used to when I was a kid, I grew out of it. Knock on wood, that never comes back again. Anyway, I can walk, talk, do everything that a non-disabled person can. So the difference is when I had epilepsy, I used to have fits and seizures and stuff like that. So you wouldn't realize it until you actually saw the fits and seizure yourself. Did I just ramble on? Sorry.
No, that's brilliant. Absolutely.
So what about do people look disabled? What about somebody saying to you?
Yeah, nobody actually, when they look at me, sometimes I have heard somebody say that, oh, but you don't look disabled. And I said, well, I don't have to look disabled to be disabled. I mean, I can look like you and me and anyone in this world. I look like me because I'm proud of what I look like. And I shouldn't have to change for anyone. And if I don't look like a typical disabled person, then that's your assumption, not my fault.
Thank you. Now we're going to move on to question 6. We'll go back to question 6.
Gina, I know you use a mobility scooter. How easy is it for you to access all the places that you need to get to day?
It can be extremely difficult on a day-to-day basis. Something as simple as bin day, and you go out and all the bins are on the pavement and it's like an obstacle course. Then there's things like pavement works, where at one point I came across where all the barriers were on the pavement and on the drop curb, so I couldn't get from one side of the road to the other. There wasn't enough room for me to turn around on my scooter, so I actually was boxed in. And it was only because some passers-by came and moved everything, because there was no workman. There's never any workmen around to help you, and they moved everything away so I could actually access the drop curb and get across the road. And then there's things like transport. If you've got to get somewhere, like from one side of London to the other, you've got to plan well in advance. You've got to check if the stations, tube stations, overland stations are step-free. Many aren't, and sometimes I have to give up going because it's impossible to get there step-free. So yeah,
I know that you just planned a journey. We were planning a journey together.
Yes.
Tell us about that journey, please.
Oh, because we're trying to go and see Adam, so trying to plan step-free was just impossible. I did put in journey planner, step-free on any way possible, that had to be step-free, no walking, and it came up cycle. So I'm thinking, well, the journey planner is a waste of time. You put in step-free and it comes up cycling. You know, if I could cycle, I wouldn't be putting in journey planner, you know. But this happens so often that I just have to abandon any idea of traveling. So unfortunately, I won't be able to go and see Adam at the weekend.
Don't worry about it.
Gina, how can you cycle when you already got a mobility scooter?
Well, yes, I did put in step-free disabled, but it didn't sort of compute. Computer said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maureen.
I'm Jackie from Marble Hill.
Yeah, Marble, hi.
Hello.
I was just wondering, with your difficulty in getting around, do you have particular problems when you come to heritage sites? Because a lot of them are old buildings and they have narrow doors and things like that. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to any actually, because it is so difficult to get around. I mean, before, when I did get around on crutches, then I could get to like Hampton Park and things like that. Now I don't even bother, because sometimes it's so difficult, and because of old properties, again, it's difficult to maneuver inside. And you know, you've got to be realistic. If it's an old building, there's only so much that they can do to make it accessible. You know, I do understand that. I'm not asking for miracles. So in the end, I just don't bother. I mean, I haven't been able to get to Marble Hill because I was ill. I was supposed to have taken part in that, but so I can't say what it's like at yours because I haven't been there. But I can get there access wise on the tube. I can actually get there, so that's one part of it over. So do you know what, I don't even mind coming at some point and going through the accessibility with you if you want.
Yeah, because that's sort of, I mean, I know it's a general thing about everywhere that you have problems getting to, but you know, for us to know if there's things, because we do have accessibility leaflets for people, but they're not always useful. You need somebody to actually point out blindingly obvious things.
It is so difficult, because it wasn't till I went on to using a mobility scooter that I realised just how difficult it was.
Because it's
for other people that hadn't computed with me while I was on crutches and still could get around. So yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that. You don't know until it happens just how difficult it can be. But yeah, I'm up for coming round and doing that for you. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll finish the house at some point.
I did go to a wedding once, and that was an old property as well, just outside London. And they were really great. They had ramps and everything, but when it came to going to the disabled toilet, it was up 5 steps.
Oh, God.
They planned that very well, didn't they?
Okay, so now we're going to move on. Sorry, I had to go to the toilet. Did you do the wrong way and the right way?
Not yet.
Oh, no, we haven't yet. We were just answering questions.
No, we haven't done it with me and John. No, we haven't done that. We were busy chatting.
Okay, no problem. So now we're going to move on to the wrong way and the right way, about parking on the drop curb with Gina and John.
Okay. Oh no, don't tell me, not again. Another car parked on the drop curb, and it's the only way I can get across the road. Let's hope the driver's there. Oh, good, he is. Hello there.
Hello?
Hello, yeah, have you realised you've parked on the drop curb?
Yes, I'm sorry, madam, but there's no other parking, so I have to park here, sorry, but I need to get out my car and look the car, sorry.
Yeah, excuse me though, I need to get across the road. And this is the only place that I can cross the road.
Sorry, I need to get out my car, sorry.
Are you just going to leave me here stranded?
Yes, I am sorry. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yes.
Have you got no common sense whatsoever? You just don't care.
Well, I do care, but there's other parking, so as a parking, sorry, I need to get out my car, sorry.
If you did care, you'd move your car.
Yeah, but there's another parking, so I can't move a car.
Yeah, but that's not my problem. Your problem is you've dropped on a drop curve, which you're not allowed to. And now you're just going to go off and leave me stranded. That's your answer. Too bad. Tough luck. I'm off. Is that
Right.
it?
Great. Thank you. That was the wrong way. And now, who was going to do the right way? Were we going to throw that to the audience?
Yeah, I think we were.
Okay.
Or would it be me and John again?
Okay, so now we want to hand over to you to show us the right way to handle this situation of parking on the drop curb. So someone's going to be playing the part that John played before.
But doing it the right way. Okay, hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Jackie, I'll do it.
Hi, Jackie, great, thank you.
Okay, I'll start again. Oh God, here we go again. Another car parked on a drop curb, and it's the only way I can get across the road. Let's hope the driver's there. Oh, good, she is. Hello there, hello.
Hello.
Look, have you realised you've parked on a drop curb?
Oh, no, I haven't. I thought this is the only parking space I found, so I didn't realise.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I know how difficult it is for parking, but if you could just move it just a little bit so that I can actually get down, that's all I need. I just need a few inches that I can get down onto the road and cross the road.
Oh, yes, yeah, of course. Sorry, I didn't realise that you were having difficulty. I didn't realise, obviously, I know it's illegal as well. so yeah, I'll move. So I'm really sorry. So I'll move straight away anyway.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's for being so helpful. Thank you. Yeah, so nice and simple and easy.
Great. So you were chatting before, I know, but does anyone have any more questions at this stage?
Yeah.
I'm not looking, so
I'll have a look.
Okay, let's move on to the next one of our questions then, which is question number 9.
Nine.
Oh, and this is you, Faisal, asking a
Faisal.
question.
So, Bryony, you use a lot of public toilets, right? When you go out to different places. So, how's that been for you?
Well, I have bladder difficulties because of my disability, and so I need to use the toilet more frequently, and I need to use it urgently. And often the toilets are positioned miles away from where I am.
Yes.
And it's not convenient at all. And I do end up having accidents sometimes. Other times I'm rushing and I almost have an accident. It's actually really stressful and it's upsetting. And obviously it's, you know, if you need the toilet, it's difficult to hold. So
And very embarrassing, true, isn't
yeah,
it?
embarrassing. Yes, exactly. So I wanted to raise the fact that public toilets, you need to think about where they're positioned. Everybody needs to be thinking about that. And thinking about where they are in relation to where people are going to be.
Yeah, and any place I go to, first thing I do is look for the toilets and then find where I'm supposed to be and see the distance between it. It's not very good sometimes. It's like you're like there and the toilets are there, and then it's like you have to run or something just because you don't want it to end up in your pants.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you. Now we'll move on to question 10.
John, this is concerning you, and it's about using public transport. I know you've had some problems on it. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I went on a tube once, and then I sat down, and a woman, she actually moved away from me, and I said to her, you know, I've got the same arms, same legs, same head, same ears, same eyes, same nose, same feet. And she actually gave me a dirty look.
That's terrible. Did anyone help you or anyone intervene on your behalf?
No, they were actually looking at me, thinking I'm the victim, which I was. And no one didn't help me. And I'm just left by myself with no help. And then they haven't even mentioned about, because I've got a learning disability, and which I did tell her, and didn't even listen to me what I said.
No, that's really terrible. Nobody helped you. That's appalling.
It was. And also it was actually embarrassing as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Very.
Thank you, John. So now we're moving on to question 11.
Gina, as a woman, have you ever experienced sexism?
Well, as I was born in the early 50s, basically, yes, because I sort of went through the women's libs in the 60s. I mean, I think it's very difficult for people, for women especially, to realise now what it was like in them. I mean, we had very few rights, even in the home. I grew up in an Italian family, which was quite strict. You know, as a girl, you weren't allowed out. You didn't leave home unless, you know, permanently, unless you were married. So there was a lot going on. And then on top of that, I became disabled at 13. So that sort of impeded a lot of things that I wanted to do, because I didn't just have the stuff going on about women's rights, but I also had the disability that I had to deal with. But the one good thing that actually came out of it is when I came out of hospital 10 months later, and an Italian family, the women did everything in the home. You know, you cooked, you cleaned, you did everything. I tried to still do that, even though I wasn't really able, to the point where my dad started shouting at my brothers to help me, which was a bit of a shock. And something that I remember now, even 53 years later, because it was such a big impact, that my dad actually made my brothers help me. That was a big thing. So it was a turning point for my dad. And it was a big thing for me, because I felt like my dad now understood me as a female, not just someone that should be doing this, that, and the other because you're just a woman. He realized that things had to change. And then, of course, women's lib. So it sort of, whatever happened in the house, in the home, actually was happening outside too. So it's far from great still, but it is so much better than it was in the 50s and 60s.
But what you're saying is your dad, because of your disability, your dad actually turned his whole attitude around. So
Yeah.
it actually was a step forward in that way. Yeah, that's very interesting.
So at this point, does anyone have any questions about, we've covered discrimination and also sexism. How might these things apply to the workplace?
And if you don't want to say it here, you can put it on the chat and then we can read it.
I don't think they're worried about talking.
Hello again. I have got a question. I've got a question for John. You were talking about your experience about being made to feel unhappy and uncomfortable by the woman who's being really quite derogatory towards you, and that you have liked, it would have been good for someone to step in and help. So what's the most useful thing that someone could say? Because obviously you're feeling that there's a lot of attention on you at that moment as well, and you probably quite like the situation to just calm down quickly. What would be the best thing for somebody to say to help you?
Well, I think the best thing to help me is tell the woman that you know, people with learning disability are same as other people in the world, and no different. And you know, they got same body, same hands, same head, and it's not. I felt really, really ashamed of myself.
Okay.
So I felt that I didn't want to go out again.
I see. So it's about that another person saying, look, it's not just saying leave him alone, it's saying this person might have a learning disability, but they're no different. And I'm also going to say that they're no different. So it's really important for us to reinforce that message as well as sticking up for you. So it's not like just saying leave him alone, it's actually saying this person is no different and should be treated fairly. And okay, thank you, John.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Right, okay, so now we're going
Rachel.
Yes,
Rachel.
Rachel.
I just wanted to kind of follow up with as Harriet said, and in terms of that sort of how we're expressing about disability, and kind of what's what's the best terminology, how, you know, kind of to make sure that everyone feels included, so that everyone is really understanding of, you know, kind of exactly what John says, you know, that we're all the same. Do you have any kind of from experience and good ways in which we should you know, be sharing about?
Bryony,
Yeah.
do you want to answer that?
Sorry.
The language, about the language that people use. I think it's very important. Or anyone who would like to come forward on that one.
I think there's a lot of derogatory language. We were talking about this the other day, like all the derogatory words, and there's so many words in the English language that are just words that you use, that people use every day, and that they are offensive, and they originally were labels for people with disabilities, but now they've just become part of language. And
plus, if people say it like when they don't realize it, what the current terminology is and what the right words are, they use words that they know, so they don't do it intentionally sometimes, but there are that small percent of people that do it deliberately.
Yeah, there are people who do it deliberately. I think saying disabled or disability, just making sure that that's what people always say.
Can I come in here, because I'm a vice chair of a disability organisation, and from talking to our members, they prefer just disabled people. Because I used to say it was people with disabilities, and no, the term they like is disabled people, if that's any help.
And I was just going to ask a question, is if the situation with John that you were in on the tube, do you find it condescending if somebody actually stood up for you and said, you know, you shouldn't be talking to him like that, or would that be just as unhelpful? Because obviously you can stand up for yourself. This is the whole thing about being disabled. You're not able to stand up for yourself, but you would just like some backing, or would that be not helpful as well?
Yeah, it would be helpful, because I can stand up for myself, and also I know what I am, and what people should realise is that they should respect who I am, and that's what people don't really realise, is that respect.
Yeah.
People, disabled people on the tube, on the trains, they just have to respect them, who they are, because some disabled people do get discrimination in London most of the time, and we should, because we are trying to stop it from happening.
Adam, you wanted to come in.
Basically, with these various different words, there's so many different terminology words nowadays. I mean, obviously, some people might say neurodivergent and neurotypical, and I know sometimes it's very hard to kind of it's hard for everyone to keep up with the right kind of terminology and stuff, and you know, because it's changing all the time, and you know, just it's just about accepting that. And obviously, sometimes people might say something that's like the wrong word, but they don't intend to say it. It's just, maybe it's just the word that they know, basically. You know, it's just changing all the time, and it's just so interesting. And yeah.
So what does everyone else think about whether you would want somebody to stick up for you would you?
Yes,
want
support's
someone-
always good.
Support's always good.
Yeah.
Faisal?
Yeah. As long as they do it in a genuine way and not like a patronizing way,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, because that's the other thing. We don't know whether or not it would be perceived as condescending that you couldn't stick up for yourself. Obviously, we wouldn't want to be getting into that situation.
Yeah,
so,
but
that's-
but there is
obviously
like,
have to offer support.
yeah, but there is like sometimes when you do, when you would expect somebody to stick up for you, but as long as they don't do it like, oh, leave him alone, like he's like I'm a kid or something, you know, like.
Yeah,
I know I can fight my own battles, but then there's a limit to what I can do without somebody intervening.
yeah.
Faisal, shut up.
No, very good, Faisal. Very good, Faisal. That's a very good point.
I think it comes down to, if no matter what the situation is, if you saw someone being, verbally attacked, you would step in.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, I know I do.
anyway, yeah.
We know you, Gina.
So it's that. I mean, don't think for one minute that just because we're disabled, we're all saints. There are some horrible disabled people out there, who are becoming all shapes, sizes, and personalities. So you could come across someone that you're trying to help or support, and they could turn around and tell you just to bugger off, but that's just, that's just one of those things, but on the whole, most of us would appreciate support.
Yes.
So now we're going to move on to question 2, number 14, which is the wrong way and the right way. And it's about Adam wearing a mask, not wearing a mask on the it's set on a train, this scene.
Oh, mate. Oh, you haven't got a mask on. Get your mask on. Don't you know there's a bloody virus out there?
Yeah, all right, please, look, I can't wear a mask because I have breathing problems, okay? I'm exempt, all right? So please respect that,
No,
okay?
mate, there's no exempt. The virus is the virus. You've got to wear a mask. Otherwise, you have to get off the train.
Look, please, look, you've got to understand, all right? There is an exemption, right? If people have breathing problems, then they can't wear a mask, okay? That's the rule, okay? Now, can you please respect that, all right? And please just back off, okay?
No, don't come on a train, mate, if you can't wear a mask. That's what I say.
I'm sorry, it's not up to you, all right? Okay? I'm just following the rules, all right? I'm exempt. If you're exempt, then you don't have to wear a mask, all right? I'm just following rules. Now, can you please just back off?
You're endangering everyone in this carriage, sir. You've got to get off the train.
Look, I'm not, look, please. I'm not endangering anyone, all right? Please, look, I am exempt, all right? Now, please, I just want to be left alone so I can just get on with my day, okay? Please. I don't want to be harassed or anything like that, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, Emma, you were so horrible.
You could have been horrible.
And now Gina is going to show the right way.
You have to imagine I'm wearing a mask because I can't wear one. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're not wearing a mask. Why aren't you wearing a mask?
Oh, I can't wear a mask because I have breathing problems and I've been exempt, okay? If I put a mask on, then my breathing problems would start, and obviously I can't allow that to happen, okay? So I've been told that I'm exempt from wearing a mask, okay?
Oh, I am so sorry. I do apologise. Yes, I do know certain people are exempt. I'm so sorry. Apologies. I don't mean to harass you.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm used to being asked the questions, so it's okay. But
okay, I'm so sorry.
No problem. Thanks for asking. Thank you.
See, Emma, that's how you do it.
Yes, Majesty.
Brilliant.
Okay, great, thank you. And now we're going to move on to our final question for today because we're running out of time. We're going to move on to question 15.
Oh yeah, Faisal.
Oh yeah.
This you've got to do. This is the most extraordinary thing. Tell us about your experience of employment. The best first. The worst first, please.
The worst first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. Yeah. I was working in a somewhere, and one of my so-called colleagues, we were having a big, the worst argument ever. And in that thing, he said, what was he saying? Oh yeah, that you that why are you a burden on your family? Why don't you just commit suicide? Or a better thing is Pakistan are giving £1 million to people who become suicide bombers. So you should go and do that. As you can imagine, how I was feeling. And it's not very nice. I did give back as good as I could. I said, sure, I'll do that, but first I'll go to MI5 and say that you're a recruiter for Al Qaeda.
Well done.
Yeah,
Did you report them for bullying? Did you report them for bullying? Because that's bullying at work.
Yeah, but I didn't have to because the place that I was working at was a factory, and it was happening on the factory floor, so there was tons of witnesses.
Yeah.
Some of which actually defended me, saying, how could you speak like that, you horrible piece of garbage, and stuff like that. But this happened like 2013, so you can imagine how bad it was, if I can still remember it 7 years later.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm depressed or sad or stuff like that, sometimes, I feel it, that maybe I should, but that's when I'm depressed. But I would never actually do that myself. I value my life too much.
Well, normally those mean people, they are unhappy with themselves, and they normally are mean to other people's because they're not happy with their own lives. So you be happy in your life. That's what I always say. Don't worry about other people. Their opinions are not important, I always think.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, to be called a terrorist and saying that you're a burden on your family, that's not very nice.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very sad that people would say something as hurtful as that. Rachel, you wanted to say something?
I was just going to say, I've met your mum and your brother, and they couldn't have been more delighted and proud of you when you came and performed. Sod those horrible people. You're awesome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, I think. Thank you very much, Rachel. You were, thank you for being so nice.
Okay, we do have more questions, but I think that we should wrap it up so that there's time for you to ask us questions. So, so Emma, could you go to question 19?
Yeah, well, anyone of the audience, any of you here today, have you got any particular question you would like to ask all of us or a particular participant? Please do. Now's the time. There's no such thing as a bad question either.
Speak now or forever hold your tongue.
Exactly.
Holding my tongue.
It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? It's Maureen. I'm on the corner, sorry. It's just about the sunflower lanyard scheme, which raises awareness for businesses. I just wanted to perhaps understand like your opinion of it, or how you guys use it, or if you find it of benefit or if it causes more issues.
Dina, take it.
Okay. I'm in two minds. I've actually got one in my purse. One, anyone can download it, whatever. Two, having to sort of wear it like a badge smacks of 1930s Germany.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, I know it helps those that have got the hidden disabilities, because one of our staff members I was talking to, her son is has Asperger's, and he's been verbally harassed. So she now, before they go out, puts it on his jacket or t-shirt or whatever to stop people harassing him, because it really upsets him. Adam, you can understand that side of it. So yeah, in one way it's a good thing, but why do people think they have the right to harass anybody? You know, and it doesn't help that the chief of police, she's got the right surname, Cressida Dick, came out and said that people should harass other people that aren't wearing masks. And then right at the end of it, she says, but there are disabled people. No, it's too late. You've already said you have the right to go and harass someone. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox. Nobody has the right to harass anyone else. All they should have to say is, I'm exempt. That should be enough.
Yeah.
You know, for anyone, is that I'm exempt. You know, I'm visibly disabled, but I know, like with Adam and John, and that it's not that easy, but it should be enough for them just to turn around and say, actually, I'm exempt.
Yeah.
You know,
that's like giving people open season.
Sorry, Faisal, go on.
No, I was just saying, the way the police commissioner or whoever it is, she just given open season on harassing disabled people just because they're not wearing masks because they're exempt.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead and do it. We're here. We're fine. We're here for you.
Yeah. It is, you're right. You know, it's quite sad that that person would have to wear or put a badge on her son so that he's not being harassed, and then very sad.
You know, it's sad that we've come to this situation in the whole thing, you know, but I've heard there's been so many, as a vice chair of a disability organisation, I've been inundated with people being harassed, you know, because of not wearing. I mean, even I was harassed. I went to the doctors for a blood test, and the first thing they said to me at the door was, where's your mask? And I'm visibly disabled, and I'm going, exempt? You know, you shouldn't even be asking me at a doctor's surgery. You know, so yeah, so a little bit of common sense, a little bit of basically mind your own business. Really, you know, don't harass. The
guidance of it doesn't really come into place at Marble Hill, because obviously we're like an open park, but I know at other sites where there's indoor properties, our guidance is that ask the question, and if they say they're exempt, we just take people's word from it. You don't question it at all. It's the same if people are entitled to have a free carer, that's fine as well. You just don't question You just have to assume that people are good and they're not lying about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because basically we as disabled people, we've got enough to deal with our disability.
Yeah.
You know, and this is just added up on, you know, on top of us. You know, it's like how many more times do we have to defend ourselves? You know, we're forever defending ourselves, you know, one way or another, and it gets a lot. You know, you wonder why some of us are on, you know, antidepressants.
Every day is a fight.
Yeah, every day is a fight. Every day is a fight.
And it's never ending.
Never ending.
Always continuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a war that's been going God knows how many years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel I've been in a war since I was 13. I've been fighting every day since then.
Yeah, she's been fighting for 53 years already.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I tend to
38
you look good.